Against this right back, Charlie, definitely.
People deluded, I'm back again. Thank you very much for tuning back in each and every time. I hope everybody's doing well and safe. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and in some cases good night, depending on who you are and wherever you're stationed in this fine world. I hope everybody's well and safe. Obviously, first and foremost, hope you've all got good health, and I hope that can be extended to your loved ones as well. Second of all, it's Monday. You know, we've all got goals, hopes, dreams, aspirations, things we want to be better at, things we want to improve, dark moments we want to pull away from. So Monday's a new chance to start that. You know, I hope my football team take heed of that. End of the day, I've got a bag of things. I've said a bag of things about Sheffield United. I've got a bag of things to say about it. The game's gone in it. We apply what we can apply better. We learn from our mistakes. If there are any positives, we move forward, and we're gonna need to in it. We've got Chelsea at the weekend, but personally, I don't want to start my week speaking about Romelu Lukaku potentially getting a brace, somehow Werner finding his clinical boots. You know how it's going to get either way, people. Kante probably fit for that. Please make sure you're hitting the like button, people. 83 of you locked in within this first minute. Also on that topic, I know I'm here slightly earlier than usual. I'm going to be live shortly after this once again at 11:30. All information is in the pinned message, and I'll drop a link. You know, I did a little pretty thumbnail for you guys, people, and YouTube isn't even showing it. You see the dirty tricks of the trade that these guys play. Please get your opinions in. Obviously, we're going to speak about this latest stuff concerning Hector Bellerin. Allegedly, Arsenal players are concerned about what's going on in relation to Mikel Arteta. So we'll have to see what's being said, people. There's a lot to be said. Let me just make sure the thumbnail is there for the next live stream, just because why shouldn't it be? Why wouldn't it be there and whatnot? Let's also do that, make that look a bit prettier as well, people. Fundamentally, as I said, make sure you're hitting the like button, because I'm going to be live at 11:30 on YouTube between 2 and 3, that sort of time. I'm gonna let's say probably more 3ish. I'm gonna be live on Twitch. We'll speak more about neutral topics in football, and we'll speak about anything. And if you've got any questions, make sure you head over to Twitch as well. Deluded Guna on such. Again, like I always tell you, links are pinned to the live chat and links are being dropped. So yeah, people, let me make sure everything's looking crisp and well and cushy on this live stream as well. 1 second, people. I apologize. I'm sorry for being 5 minutes late, people. You want me to lie to you or tell you the truth? The honest to God is come out the shower, man. And you know, this coconut cream, lovely skin, you know, it takes a while to cream in it. So I was 5 minutes late in it. There's no way I'm trying to come in with my face all dry, and that it's a bit of a myth. Before we crack on, people, like I said, I've done all of that. Let me delete some of these tabs and whatnot, because it's just horrible to look at. What are you lot saying, people? I'm bound. Again, apologies for not being live yesterday. Someone asked how my weekend went. It's been a hectic weekend. I've gone out. I've enjoyed life. I've had football. We lost 3-2 in a friendly. Shout Highgate Albion. 4-3, sorry. It was a very good friendly. I mean, they conceded a pen. My keeper saved me. I scored as well. It's amazing. Refereeing consistently, like even the penalties are soft one. I rate it. It's dark arts. Man just ran across me. I've pulled back and he's gone, and it's a terrible ref. Like the ref was, you know, both teams say, "What are you making it about you for?" Man gave me a yellow card in the friendly. You know, Dons are giving out sindings, but it's always nice to score. I went round the keeper. I can't lie. It took 1,000 years to put the ball in the back of the net, and my teammates were bantering me. I said, "Listen, rather that than what happened with Bergwijn or what happened with Paul Pogba." I know they went and won and that, but it's an L. Before we crack on, what are you lot saying? Because I'm bound to see a lot of messages and things. Please make sure you're hitting the like button. Where are we at? We're at 54 likes. There's 174 of you in here, so certain people are being lazy. My guy DG, good morning. How's your morning starting? G, it's good, man. Apart from, you know, obviously playing on Astro and slide tackling and getting marks like this, and I got one on the leg, and you can imagine how difficult it is actually to shower with that. I'm all good, man. I've got my health, I've got my spirit, I've got my tenacity to attack my goals. I've got you lot supporting the thing and offering your opinions, and I'm always thankful that you lot, you know, drive up the engagement. I know a lot of you don't comment, but you're always supporting. Some of you are commenting, some of you are, you know, just keeping things ticking over. I've got a fantastic community here, and I love it, people. Bring up Graham, he's always here. Things deteriorating very quickly, especially if Bellerin wants to leave. To be fair, Graham, Bellerin has said for a hot minute he wants to leave. I do feel you though. I do feel you in that, me personally, there's every reason for Bellerin to leave. There's every logical reason for him to want to leave. He's a Spaniard. All he's known is the Premier League and things. He probably wants to explore. He's 25, 26, 27, this sort of age where you want to try new things. You've got one career. I can't begrudge him for such. You haven't improved at Arsenal. Maybe another environment improves you. I don't disagree with that. But Graham, my thing is, when it comes to Arsenal players leaving, you never get the vibe that Arsenal are selling players. It's almost like they're making the decision to depart. Well, and I'm sure many people wouldn't care if Leno and Xhaka went out the door, and if Bellerin did. But that's just how I feel. It never feels like we make decisions. It's almost like we're very reactive to decisions. Like you look at Xhaka. Xhaka wanted to stay. In hindsight, it's like we never really wanted to sell him, despite the fact that Arteta wanted him to stay and he wanted to leave. And now he's back being captain and all these things. And I'm not begrudging being captain because he's got more mentality than a lot of people for obvious reasons. And again, that's not the most solid of foundations. But I fully agree, man. It's the beginning of the end when it's coming out that players are questioning Arteta. Same thing happened with Emre and Wenger. Arteta is on borrowed time, in my opinion. Things can deteriorate very quickly. A lot of people are looking at it as it's very reactive, that defeat to Brentford. And on the basis of it's the first game, yeah, you're hearing talks of protests, of course, but it's been coming. We've been messed around in the summer and lied to and overpromised and underdelivered. Last season was a shambles. Season before that's a shambles. The last 10 or so years, despite the fact that there might be a couple of FA Cups, the way the club has been ran, the expectation, just the connotations with Arsenal are not what you want to see with fans. Again, if we did a word association game, and I'm not trying to, it kills me to say this about my club, but if you said Arsenal, on one hand, what's coming when I say Arsenal, literally off the top of my head, Arsenal, banter, mentality, joke, entertainment, laughter, cheap mistakes. I know that's two words, but these are the sort of word associations I'm looking for when I think of Arsenal. Obviously, invincible, Thierry Henry, these sort of things, but they're not coming to mind. And the quicker this goes on, it's going to be a fantastic Netflix documentary, Amazon documentary. Sorry, it's not going to be nice. To be fair to Arteta, or not even to be fair to anyone, just to keep it real, you have heard this before, bewildering tactics under Arteta. They're question marks like what Christmas last year. I swear we heard this sort of stuff. So it is, because the one thing you don't want to lose is the player's faith. And I don't know, regardless of what the papers are saying, if he's lost his faith, because at face value, all I've heard is Bukayo Saka, Balogun, Tierney, couple more experienced players just big him up and big his tactics up and big up how he can improve them. So I'm not too sure if it's the beginning of the end, but at the end of the day, everyone's got to be accountable. It's the manager's job. You don't get 3 points on a match day. It all fundamentally is with you. A player might have made a mistake. You are the man. This is the variables that you can control. And this is the problem I have with Arsenal fans, in that you can't, I always say it and I sound like a broken record, there's multiple truths in one realm. Like clearly Arteta is inheriting a terrible squad. Clearly the mentality from top to bottom at this club is fractured. But in the variables he can control, the players he wants to sell, the players he wants to build his team around, the DNA, the tactics, all of these sort of things, it's not there, is it? It's evidently not there under Mikel Arteta. And again, I find it very funny how when we win, it's all Arteta. When we lose, it's the players, it's this, that, and the other, It's not the most solid of foundations. I watched the Brentford game again, and nobody, from a player's point of view, Leno, Ben White, Chambers, the whole Marie, it's quite atrocious to watch what we was doing against Brentford, if I'm completely honest with you. No one's taking responsibility. Everyone looks like a duck out of water. It looks like a shambles. Couple men are trying to play for offsides. Couple men are trying to step up. A few players are just waving unnecessarily. Like Marie, the amount of times he's looking for a free kick unnecessarily, I don't get it. But we're told we're the third best defensive side. How are we going to evolve? For me, Arteta and Edu, there's not been any urgency to address that midfield, regardless of what Kroenke is doing or not doing. You lot were midfielders. There's no way you can look at this midfield since you walked into the club and the options we have and condone it. Xhaka isn't signing a new deal if you don't want him to sign a new deal. And I don't think he's the worst of players. But again, the foundations are not strong. You've got that terrible cocktail of Xhaka with all his mistakes and deficiencies and the pace he does things versus people who cannot do things and all of these things. It's quite a scary combination. Like I said, if there's a cocktail, nobody's drinking that. Nobody wants to drink that, people. Keep your opinions and them things there coming, people. A man said, how can you dislike when the show has not even started? There's haters out here. I got 2 dislikes on my other video. Make sure you lot hit the like button here and elsewhere. We keep moving. Hopefully, this is my guy Alex that I used to kick ball with. Big up yourself if it really is you. You know, shout out big Raymond and whatnot as well. You know, foundation. But you said Arteta out, but the players pointing the finger anywhere but themselves is a bit of a slap in the face. Them as men must take responsibility. And this is for everybody that understands football. You get it. You know, you get it. Like you said it there. I can't add anything, bro. You know, Arteta's tactics might be bewildering, but players got to take responsibility. First things first, I don't know about these lot, but when I look at some of the background these players have come up from, forget football, you know, the hardship that some of their parents have had to come through. Like, again, I'm not saying Xhaka hasn't, but you look at what Xhaka's parents have had to go through and adversity. I don't see this adversity transpired on the field with a lot of players. The first bit of resilience that they need to show, they crumble. And like you said, they don't take responsibility. Because for me, if I'm a centre half, I'm taking it personal that we're doing these mistakes. You know, if I'm a striker, I'm taking this Arsenal thing personally that we're not performing in front of attack. I'm taking our whole failure personally. If our target was top 4 / whatever last year, we finished 8th, that's me. It's all on me. And I don't think there's enough responsibility. You know, we can't, obviously there's a few exceptions to the rules, the Tierney's, the Sackers, the Smith Rowe, these sort of guys. But anytime we're listing, as you know as well, the same 7, 8, maybe 9 max names, you're already against it because that's a 25-man squad, and it's an even bigger squad because again, everybody needs to be on the same page. Physios, all them coaching things, obviously the Kroenkes, etc. But it's like you said, these players, they know they can outlast Arteta realistically. Some of them are under contract for 3 or so years. The way it's going, he might not make it to December. I say might not because you look at when Emre should have really been sacked towards when he was, you know, it took a lot for the club to kind of do it. Certain man at the club was saying, give him a new deal. It really had to become abundantly clear. And if it carries on like this, you know, obviously Brentford's, it's happened, innit? If you lose to City and Chelsea, I don't think he's going to be sacked 3 games within the season. But it's difficult. Where I think the problem for Arsenal is, we're having a mess on the transfer front. We're having a mess as a club anyways. They're not going to midway before while the season started, just rip it up because you're going to have to find a new manager. You're going to have to pay up Arteta. You know, you're going to have to bring in a new guy. You're going to have to, you know, employ him, give him his wages and his coaching staff, sack off Arteta's coaching staff, find the right manager because this club aren't getting Conte and them things there. Also on that topic as well, the new manager might say, you know what, I don't really like Tierney. We need a next one. I'm just using Tierney as an example for managers' opinions. Like you said, the players point the fingers everywhere but themselves, in my humble opinion, because some of them have played under 3 different gaffers and you've been a part of the failure. At some point, you need to look in the mirror. I don't think too many of these players honestly look themselves in the mirror before they go to bed and listen to their conscience. If that's not the case, then I think there's a false sense of security within certain players. Like I said, I don't know what I think they're being told they're the best thing since sliced bread because some of these players genuinely act like they do Arsenal a favor, and it kills me. You know, it really kills me. The minimum requirement is maximum effort. And if you don't want to pull it in for the fans, you don't want to pull it in for the gaffer, you don't want to pull it in for the club, I want you to do all of these things, but you got to do it for yourself. And too many times I see them not do that. So if you ain't got self-respect, how can you have respect for our next man? You know, a lot of these players, they ain't got pride because when it's time to stand up to be counted, they're not on it, man. A lot of our players lack self-pride, in my opinion. I see a super chat. Let me scroll all the way down. I don't want to be disrespectful and try and find that, provided it's still there. One love to everybody commenting and whatnot. There's 460 likes. We should at least have our target of 100 likes on this video, people. Fair enough. We do. We have 134. Can we please make sure we're progressing to 200 now? For the 468 of you who have not hit this like button, we're not signing new players. Arteta's getting a new contract. You know, Bellerin will not leave this football club. There'll be no significant reinforcement. So if you want good karma, hit the like button. If you don't care about any of that, I'm sure you all hate unexpected bills. You're going to get an unexpected high